All right, here we go. Probably a quick version here of the podcast as February, we're a week into February now at the time of this recording. It's funny, sometimes you have to say that because people will reach out and they'll be like, hey, I heard you're doing this and doing that. I'm like, that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But you know how podcasts is like, it's just you get it when you get it. And then we also do these radio shows, and then that's, of course, live. So I feel like now it's like when we do podcasts, I'm like, hey, we recorded this on February 7th. That's when it went up. So I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about. Well, I know what we're going to talk about, but I don't know when you're going to get to it. So just keep that in mind. This is where we are. DailyAutism.com. That is our media platform connecting the families of autism. DailyAutism.com. And that's where you can connect with us. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, our autism hotline, all of our awesome partners with their awesome game-changing products and services, dailyautism.com. Wanted to do a quick, I know sometimes we say we're going to be quick and then we're not, but our girls made their track team for middle school. And so they have their first meet in like an hour. So
yeah, and I still have to pack up.
Yeah, so we got to get out.
It's going to be real quick.
We got to go. But we're back into that busy season, which is cool for the 4 other kids. Sports is full swing, so we're wildly busy. Cal last night went to, I know a lot of families got to deal with this. He went to his his second oldest brother, Trey's football game last night, the playoffs, and it was windy. It was sort of chilly. He did okay. I think that's like good to talk about sometimes where it's like, hey, we've had stretches where he's out at these games. He's doing great. And then we have these stretches where you had to leave at halftime.
Yeah, he actually did great at baseball over the weekend. But last night, it was cold. One simple thing, like Austin was like, Cal, you have an eyelash. Let me get it. Like that set him off, you know. Yeah,
why did she do that?
I don't know. So then he feels like she took his eye. So then he's like, I want my eye back.
Yeah.
And then he said, I want my arm back.
Well, sometimes I play that game with him and I'm like, I'm a big hungry monster. And I'll like grab a piece of his hair, not like pull it, but just grab it and be like, I'm going to eat this hair. And then he's like, no. So I don't know.
It's like when people say, I have your nose, like a grandpa.
Yeah, that old game.
I got your nose.
Right.
Yeah. So he was like, give me my eyeball back. I don't know why she did it. She was trying to help, but sometimes it's just too much.
She's got a very different sense of humor, and it's very hard to understand. And for him, probably even harder. But
she was trying to help him. Actually,
no, I know, but it's just sometimes, you know,
I know.
She just goes all in. So
yeah,
she's the extra one.
She has a good heart.
Oh, it's the best.
But she's like too much sometimes.
It's the best. Everything's just So, a little bit of that, like because now sports are back, so we're starting to kind of go, okay, what can we do? What can't we do? And that's the thing. Like you had to leave at halftime, so we drive separate cars.
All the time.
Yeah, and you go there, he's in a wagon, he has his helmet, we have an iPad just in case, snacks. I mean, it looks like we're going on vacation, but we're just going to, some fields within our county, and that's the deal. You just have to plan for, whatever we have to do. So, those are the little things I think that, I know other families don't understand, and why would they? It's okay, but it takes a lot just to leave a house to go watch one of your kids play football. It's a full-on strategy.
Well, we stopped by a friend's house over the weekend, and she was like, Cal can come here anytime. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, we're like, but we still want to be friends with you guys.
She's like, well, what will he do? And I'm like, he will break something. He will run all over the place. I'm like, he can't just go play in the front yard with the kids.
No.
He'll take off.
Yeah.
Plus, you have a pool, I'm like, he has to be right by me. And I'm like, the only way I could bring him in your house is if I pulled a wagon in here.
We would have no fun at all in that situation.
I know.
Have no fun at all. And he wouldn't either. I mean, it's not like, we're trying to be like mean. It's just a new environment. And there were like 8 kids there. I mean, he would just have been totally overwhelmed. So yeah, we have to work things out. I mean, and we used to do that, especially when Cal was young, especially when we didn't know before the diagnosis. We would take him places. And of course, in the beginning, it was fine. But then when things started to happen, it was like, this is we're not used to this. What's going on? And, our other kids, which, we discipline our kids. I mean, we're big on manners and things like that. And so when we started to see this stuff, we were like, well, this is different. This isn't like, it's not like he's being bad or acting out.
Right.
This is different. And we noticed it pretty immediately because it's like, I mean, we've done this 4 times. And this is not what we're used. This is not the same. This isn't someone having a bad day.
Yeah, and it's weird because before we really knew anything, I've said before in one of our podcasts, like I've never put one of our kids on one of those leash backpacks. But for some reason, my mother instinct was like, you have to have this with him.
Yeah.
And that was when I used to try to take him in the front yard. Now he doesn't even go in the front yard.
Not unless people are with him and he's in a wagon and it's almost like when like the president's in a motorcade. He's going to be totally surrounded.
Oh yeah.
And everything. I got to run through some stuff really quick. Cliff 20 on YouTube. Go watch that documentary, Cliff 20 on YouTube. Phenomenal documentary. All set up by Ling Huang, the CEO of Technology North. You can see what Ling is building. It's an inspiring movement at technologynorth.net, but I want you to see the documentary that he's in. It's all about his company, his mission, and what's driving him. Cliff 20. It's totally free on YouTube, and that is Ling Huang from Technology North. So we're going to try and do this again today. Like we said, we got to jump soon and go to this track meet. What's going to be interesting about that is, and I just remembered this, the track is... It's the gun. It's the starter pistol.
I know. I have to remember to bring his headphones.
And I just remembered that. I was like, I remember when we said we're going to another track meet because one of our daughters was on this team last year. And then I remember the starter pistol. I mean, it's loud.
Austin said it scares her.
It's loud. So
it's very loud, and it's going to be happening a lot.
A lot before every event. So one more thing. Headphones have got to be happening. And maybe we'll have to set up somewhere away from the starter pistol. The only problem with that is depending on what match, or what event they're doing, you want to be there in the beginning.
Yeah.
So many things to think about.
Yes.
So many things to think about. The other thing, too, is we were talking about, I used to think like, oh, geez, it's hard. Like the therapist, like we're constantly, everything's being changed and the schedules. And I know that you're just like right now so stressed up with therapy schedules. But then I'm starting to think like, maybe, do you think the therapists are like, God, these parents are crazy? Because sometimes we're like, yeah, these therapists are crazy. They're always changing their schedule. They're doing this, they're doing it. And then I'm like, but so are we. You know what I mean? Like, because we're getting tired and there's like things you're just trying to X out.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he can't just go to school full time like a typical kid makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm getting burnt out right now about therapy. Like I'm trying to fit it in everywhere, trying to work, trying to do all the kids' sports. You do the sports mainly, but I still have to show up when I can.
Yeah.
And you can't just walk out of the house. I mean, I have to pack all this stuff. I'm carrying this big backpack on my back. My back hurts. I'm tired. I have no motivation right now to get up and work out in the morning.
It's
like I cannot wait for the heat because I'm just not motivated right now because I'm so exhausted.
Yeah. We're in an exhaustion period for sure where you just feel like you're spent. Every ounce of energy is gone. But it doesn't matter. You have to just keep going. You just have to swallow it and say, yep, this sucks right now. We're exhausted, but you just got to keep going. And you got to make the changes. Like I think some of the therapy changes you're doing are good. And I'm sure they're getting frustrated at times, but that's fine. I mean, they understand what's happening, but it is a business for them. So it's, but at the end of the day, I mean, any good parent is going to have to put their kid first. And by doing that, if you're becoming exhausted and just totally beat down, well, putting yourself first is also putting your kid first. So
yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for 4 years. 4 years of therapy. 4 years of scheduling all around it. And it's not one therapist. It's a lot of therapists.
Yeah, and that also means, trying different therapies, different centers, different therapists, different, it's one thing after another. And then sometimes it's nobody's fault. Like the therapist takes another job or gets married and moves away, or the therapy center merges with another center and they're totally redoing their appointment schedule and it doesn't work with your time. Everybody wants to say it's their fault. It's our fault. A lot of times it's just nobody's fault. Nobody woke up in the morning and said, I'm going to screw this person over. It just doesn't happen usually. It's just a merging of worlds where, there's fallout and that's what happens.
Well, I had a therapist reach out today about one of his therapies and they're like, we had you on a wait list. Are you interested in switching? And I'm like, no, I'm staying with my current provider. I'm like thinking to myself, the last thing I want to do is switch anything.
I was going to say,
I can't. I don't want to.
What they're also asking is, do you want to do 17 hours of paperwork before Friday? And only to have like 3 hours of those paperwork, then be like, oh no, that was the wrong paperwork. We got to send you this instead.
Well, partially, I already did this paperwork.
Oh,
they don't
boy.
even put you on the wait list until they have the paperwork. But I'm like, no.
That's another system that's got to get revamped.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
There's got to be a central system for this. I mean, somebody's got to build it. If I had the energy, I'd do it, but somebody's got to build it. It's just the data, the paperwork, the forms, the copies. I mean, this has got to be stored somewhere where anybody can just pull it up. And there's, I know some things change. Like some things change, but some things don't. There's some information about these children that just won't change.
You should just be able to add that in if something does change. But there should be a portal that everyone can see.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And maybe it can notify you every year. Hey, what's your child's new weight? What's your child's, have any allergies developed? I mean, but all this other stuff, I mean, when does your social security number change? Doesn't.
Well, and the stupid part about this is it's going back to like, when did your child walk? When did your child crawl? Who cares?
Well, but if you've got to have that, that's fine. But again, that doesn't change because that is historical. It already happened.
I know. It's just stupid that you have to do it over and over again.
Hey, when was your child diagnosed? Here we go again. Like we've already been through this. Like all those, and then the copies of the diagnosis and stuff like that should be uploaded. I don't know. I mean.
Yeah, like you said, you don't have energy for it right now.
In a perfect world, but I mean, somebody should create that. I mean, it was just for the mere fact. Here's why it would probably be very successful, because it solves a huge problem on both ends of it. On their end, the therapy end, the medical end, and then the family end. Oh my gosh. It's just, I wonder how many people are like, I'm not thrilled with what's going on now, but I'm not going through that process again. I can't do it.
I think too, part of like the exhaustion part is like you do all these things, and I'm not saying the therapy is not working because it is working, but I think that you expect to see some like big change and then you're still not seeing it. And then it's a little frustrating. It's like, okay, instead of 2 days, let's do one. I mean, is 1 day really going to make an impact? I don't think so.
Well, and
and he is progressing. It's just like, it's slow right now. It's like at a turtle pace right now.
Yeah, but I will take you back
it's working.
to the end of the summer where we saw some big jumps forward.
Oh, yeah.
And we were also told by his, I think, original therapist, or maybe, I mean, it was early on, that you're just going to, that actually is a good sign. When you would see things speed up, then they'd slow down a little bit and speed up and slow down. That's, because that's him catching up a little bit closer developmentally where he should be. And then at around this age where he is developmentally, let's just call it 3, there's natural pushback when you're 3. That's, people call it the terrible 2s. And we've all, if you've ever had kids, it's actually around 3, 3.5, 4. That's when things get crazy.
Well, he does say like, no, like he'll say no to you. He'll say, it's mine. Like stuff a toddler would say.
Or
Charlie said he keeps saying, why? Like asking, she'll say something, he'll say why.
Yeah, well,
it's just all toddler
and
stage.
Then and there was some of it, that's stupid. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because he heard it somewhere.
He heard it somewhere, but I think he knows what it means, so he's trying to, tie it into places. Real quick on dailyautism.com, the opportunity for free diapers for special needs families if your child is 3 or over. Dailyautism.com, click on the Aeroflow Urology link. These are free diapers through insurance, possibly, and delivered to your door for absolutely free. Aeroflow Urology, just go to dailyautism.com and click on the button. Also, Begin Health and Growing Up Prebiotics. Y'all, prebiotics are the food for the probiotics. The probiotics in your gut need to eat. They need to be healthy. The bacteria needs to flourish, and that is where prebiotics come in. I love this company, Begin Health, and if you're going to look into this, research it. I did a lot. I recommend it. You should get our discount. These are premium products. This is not stuff you go to, the pharmacy or the grocery store, and it's just kind of sitting around. The story behind this company is really good. So dailyautism.com, click on the Begin Health, get our discount for those prebiotics. Big link with the gut and the brain. A lot of times these researchers will call our gut our second brain. I buy into it. You know how when you get stressed out and you just get that pit in your stomach hurts? That's because your stomach is like a brain. The gut's like a brain. It hurts.
I know.
When you get nervous and you feel that pit, I mean, there's definitely
there's a connection.
There's definitely a connection. Then also on dailyautism.com, it is still free. It's the Angel Sense GPS tracking device. And again, you can link from dailyautism.com. We did some great interviews with some of their ambassadors, and you can see all that on our social channels. But angelsense.com, the GPS tracking. This is great because it's not just GPS, but you can also tap in and listen. It's also a speakerphone. Your child can communicate with you. You can communicate with the child or anybody around, a teacher, a police officer, any situation your child might be in, and you'll know exactly where they are at all times. Angelsense.com, link to them through dailyautism.com as well. Yeah, back to the therapist. I kind of think also that it's, it's as much of them going, gosh, these parents keep changing things, as we go, oh my gosh, we're so exhausted with these schedules. You know what I mean? I think it's like, I was even thinking today when you're like, I gotta change this. This one therapy, because one place you go is somewhat far away, and you're like, I'm exhausted. I'm beat. I mean, I'm just exhausted. And you know that they've heard that 1,000 times. Like a mom or a dad who's like, I'm doing the best I can, but I don't think I can do it anymore. Yeah. Well,
and even one of them, I have to like get him in an elevator. And so just going through the parking lot and going in an elevator, I'm like, ugh, like he's heavy and he's fast and I have to carry him sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Tyler just said, Mom's going to be so strong from carrying Cal all the time. When I have to fling him over my shoulder to get him somewhere, when he's pulling my hair, I do it.
Well, that's, that's what you got to do. But again, there's a fallout.
I'm tired.
It's a physical fallout. Absolutely. I get it. I get it. Even pulling the wagon, like you're like, oh, it's a wagon. It's like, yeah, but it's a wagon with 60 pounds in it. That's,
and a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. So it's not easy for sure. And I think when it comes to big events like that, that is the plan. You know how they say divide and conquer? Like I sort of kind of take half the family and you sort of take half the family, and everybody's got kind of a responsibility. And a lot of it's just, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Well, and even that last week, I'm like, I don't want to get my hair pulled out today. Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah. It's not easy for sure. It's one of those things that you'll never have a set schedule, which is hard for other people to believe. They're like, what do you mean you'll never have a set schedule? I'm like, you'll never know exactly what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, because the beginning time can change, the leave time can change, all of it can change, or you could just cancel it all together. How many games has there been where you're like, text me, you're like, we're just not going to make it, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it just isn't going to work. Like, this is not going to work today.
Yeah. This is a good thing that people might relate to. A messy thing. Cal pees so much. Like, he drinks so much water. He's very hydrated. And I have to keep checking his diaper. And just like, it can go from like, 3 minutes, and all of a sudden his diaper has gotten so full that the fluff comes out of it. Yeah. And I change this kid a lot. You know how hard it is to clean up the fluff from a diaper? Like the little tiny pieces when the diaper gets wet. It is so hard.
It's actually the strangest material. I've never really felt anything like it, because it's like hard to pick up.
I've found the easiest way to pick it up is to use a grocery bag, like as a glove almost.
It's almost
and pick it up like that.
It's like a magnet, like the static electricity from the grocery bag attracts it.
Yeah, it doesn't pick it all up. No, but you cannot pick this up with your fingers.
It is a very strange substance. It's dry, it's just whatever. But man, it gets wet. It's almost like it's alive. It's like it moves.
He likes it because it's almost like slime.
Squishy, yeah.
So it's kind of a game now,
Oh, it's a great game.
It's like, instead of the fecal smearing, it's that. So like the grocery bag, grab it, paper towel, grab it. It's still on the floor. So now I have a dirty vacuum that is used to vacuum it up because it has ruined my vacuum. Yeah. So now I have a dirty vacuum to vacuum that.
It's a diaper vacuum. It's not dirty.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, he made it. It got ruined.
It only now, it's basically going to explode soon because it's got like this material in it and it's going to overheat.
That's expanding?
Yeah. And it gets hot and expands. So one day it's just going to explode. But it's totally
that would be terrible. Don't say that.
Totally ruin this vacuum.
So I have a brand new vacuum to clean the rest of the house because I can't use the
just what we needed.
Diaper one.
Just what we needed to buy another vacuum. It was just perfect time. Everything's just, it's great. It's great. It's perfect. Yeah. DailyAutism.com. I want to thank a couple of our local partners, the original Krabby Bills. Every time we do this podcast and this comes up, our time to talk about the original Krabby Bills on Indian Rocks Beach, Florida, I just say, let's just drop everything and go right now.
Yeah, I'm like, that'll lower my blood pressure.
Happy hour for the next hour and 45 minutes.
We can't. We have kid events, but it sounds really good.
The original Krabby Bills, Indian Rocks Beach, Florida, they do a lot of great work in the community. They're a great seafood restaurant. They have multiple brands on the beaches. And I tell, our audience is growing so much, and we just appreciate that beyond belief. And so for those of you in the Tampa Bay area, which so many of you, you probably know about it, But I got to tell you, they're great people in the community. But for those of you who travel to our Gulf Coast beaches, and there's so many of you that do that, make time to see the original Krabby Bills. Just a great happy hour, live music, and they've launched Krabby's for a Cause. They're doing a lot of local events for charity. Also, they've got this great event with getting dogs adopted on the third Thursday of every month. So they do really good work. Indian Rocks Beach, the original Krabby Bills. And if you're coming into town, let us know. We'd love to meet you there for a beer.
Heck yeah.
Can't promise you we can stay longer for a beer. It depends on what's going on at the house, but we can jump down for a beer, that's for sure. Also, the Lift Academy, they've got this great golf event coming up. It's actually a golf event, but they are one of the benefactors, and they're posting about it. So you can go to their social pages or just go to liftfl.org. They are the leaders in teaching our neurodiverse community here in the Tampa Bay area. The Lift Academy, over 95% of their students on a scholarship, and they can help you all through that process. liftfl.org. All right, as we got to get out of here in a few minutes, what is your prediction for tonight? It's beautiful outside. It's 70. It's breezy. It's a great day for a track meet, but Cal, this is a new environment. The starter pistol for the track meet, like we talked about.
I think that's definitely going to bother him.
A lot of people, and I'll tell you one thing that we did that we've gotten a lot better at this too, is expectations. We told our girls last night, no matter what, we will stay for one event each of your one events. They're doing multiple events. Do not count on us staying for the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just.
I'm not even putting that in my head. Like the pressure is not even in me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because we told them, like we let them know. Like, so it's like, you got to get good at that expectations with other people. It's like somebody asked me this weekend, like, can we go to lunch with your daughters after their championship flag football game? And I'm just like, man, I can't tell you, right? Like there's so much going on. Like, I don't even know. I can't even get to, this was on Tuesday. And I was like, I can't even get to Saturday in my head right now. Like, I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I've now had to start I have to write everything down. I've now started to use a highlighter. Like, I like to highlight stuff so I can see it. Because our schedule is insane.
Yeah. The other thing, though, too, is it's like, I think, because back in the day, I would have been like, sure, yeah, Saturday works. I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. Now I'm like, I don't even get close to there. I'm like, I got to text you later this week, man. There's so much can happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I bet 5 kids is crazy. I'm like, well, yeah, it's 5 kids and it's a lot of other things. It's just a lot. My sensory studio that we just opened up in Pinellas County, Florida. Thank you to Fun Factory Sensory Gym. They really helped us imagine this space. I want you to go to their YouTube channel and watch the videos. Look at the people's faces when they build these sensory experiences. They do this in therapy centers, schools, churches, hospitals, clinics, everywhere, even in homes. So if you've got like an attic space or just a room on the second floor, maybe a basement, they make magic at Fun Factory Sensory Gym. Again, look at them on their YouTube channel. They're also all over Instagram, and you can link to them at dailyautism.com. But Cal has just done so awesome there, like so awesome.
Yeah, but he was there today, and the way he was swinging in this swing or saucer thing, he's never been able to do that before. It's great for him.
We posted some videos of today on some of our channels. So again, you can link to those at dailyautism.com. But that has been a really cool thing. It's been awesome to team up with some therapists, IEP experts we've teamed up with there. And so it's just been really, really exciting to get that going and watch families go in there and love the space. I mean, we have a family now, they're doing practically all their therapy there. Mm-hmm. Instead of the therapist coming to the house, they're finally getting their child out of their home. Like, that makes me feel really good. Like, the child's leaving the house, getting in the car, watching a seatbelt go on, watching the stoplights, red, yellow, green. That means a lot, to learn those things in life and to see those things and to then pull up to a new place and just be able to play and have fun. To me, that's really cool. I just think that's awesome. Yeah.
All the kids really enjoy it. And the one thing is we made it a membership base. So it's one family at a time. There's no staff there, and you get a key code, and that's how you get in and out.
Yeah, and you don't, that's the thing. There's no triggers. There's no surprises. You control the environment. You own it. You own it for as long as you're there. And I think a lot of these families increasingly need that, especially at some of these other play gyms. It's not necessarily special needs. It's just other kids playing, and sometimes it can get rough, and sometimes there's just environments and things that people didn't think about. It's like that these families just need. Like, they just need it. So it's been really cool. You can see all the videos of Cal playing, dailyautism.com on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn channels. All right, you ready to do this?
Yep, I got to go pack my bag.
We're going to pack it up. We're going to the track meet. Wish us luck, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you online at dailyautism.com.